Hello. Hey Leon,
Hello,
how are
Mr.
you?
Joe. How are you?
I'm good. I apologize. I don't have a camera. I misplaced my laptop charger, so I'm on my desktop right now.
Don't worry, that's fine.
All right.
So,
I'm glad to be speaking with you finally.
finally, I got the pleasure to speak with you.
I've got all kinds of questions for you. I really liked your proposal. I definitely want to kind of go through it in detail.
Nice, nice. I'm happy that you like it. So, where should we start? What questions do you have?
Oh man. Well, before we get to that, I want to know a little bit more about you and your business. George has told me a little bit, but I just want to kind of make sure that I understand everything. So,
Of
are
course.
do you uh, work for yourself? Are you independent, or do you work with a larger marketing firm?
No, I work for myself. Yeah, always
Okay,
done
right
it.
on.
Yes, sir. So, I studied finance. I knew right away when I was about to graduate that that wasn't my call, and I did some soul search, and and I wanted to do what I loved, So I got into, so I was an electronic music fan, a DJ,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, and I was traveling the world. So I was like, what can I do to monetize my passion?
Yeah.
And my university is very well known for pushing entrepreneurs. Like they want us to do business, not be employees, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I was like, one of my friends, he was a fashion model, and he was like, "Hey man, we should do a fashion brand." And I'm like, "Dude, I know nothing about clothing."
Yeah.
So long story short, I just followed the call, and I started with a record label, electronic music,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we used to do like fashion collections for the DJs, and we started very strong. It was a beautiful experience, and from that on, I don't know what happened, but 4 years later, I have five businesses in the same industry, like entertainment and um, production events,
Yeah. Yep.
a nightclub. It was insane.
That's
So
awesome, man.
yeah, yeah. By 27, I already achieved like all my wildest dreams,
Yeah.
and that was a lesson for me because it was like, did I really made it? Like
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
dream higher, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That's really awesome, man. I'm happy for you. That's a cool story for sure.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Like for me, that was way better than study a master's degree in that moment.
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of how me and the guys in our business think. It's like, why don't we build something ourselves? Let's do what we want to do.
Ooh,
Why?
man,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's the kind of people that I want to work with.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Eh,
Hey, you mentioned you were at an auction this morning. What kind of auction were you at?
yeah. So the family business is vehicles. So we import, export commercial vehicles or specialty vehicles, even heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
And for 40 years plus, my dad has been in the business, and I helped him since I was 15, like
Wow.
18 years ago.
No kidding. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a very good business. Like the way I evolved the business was, hey, dad, let's close the car dealership. We used to have
Mm-hmm.
a car dealership, and I was like, forget about the fixed cost, forget about employees and all that. Let's just do it online.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the way to go. 3 years ago, we began as brokers, and for by now I think we have exported like no imported like 130 vehicles, more or less.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. So you basically chopped out all the overhead.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
and I earn my commission up front. There's no risk involved, and
Yep.
it's a beautiful business.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I guess we can start with. I'll kind of tell you what we're looking for
yeah,
and get your thoughts on that. So basically, I apologize if any of this is repeat information from what George has provided you, but just to make sure we're on the same page with
of
everything.
course.
So,
Yeah,
we have a pretty small team right now. We've got four guys, and we're doing a lot between the four of us. And we all still sail on our licenses, so we're gone for half the year. So we're kind of on this rotating schedule where
yeah.
one or two of us are home at a time. So
Hmm.
that being said, we only have so much bandwidth to work with as far
I
as
know.
dedicating our time to different stuff. So really what we're looking for is to basically maximize the effectiveness of the man hours that we put into our branding and marketing,
Yeah,
and or outsource our branding and marketing so we can free up our team's bandwidth so that we don't have to spend time on that stuff and we can focus on the core business itself.
yeah,
So that's pretty much the key things that we're looking for. um, and so I was reading through your proposal,
yeah.
and I like how you kind of split it up into phases. So I guess we can kind of talk through each one of the phases in detail here. Let me just pull it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I can do it here too.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
mm,
So phase one, brand foundation. To me, that my take on that is that's essentially your discovery phase, right? So you've got to figure us out, figure out what we do, how we want to brand ourselves, who we're marketing to, and all that.
yeah.
So let's see here. Um,
Oh my God, I can do it.
um,
Are you trying to
I,
put?
I'm not trying to share. I've just got it. I'm trying to split my screen right now so I can
Mm,
see. Uh, One moment. There we go. Okay. So your deliverables for phase one, I see SWOT analysis, brand audit, brand guidelines, brand identity prism, identity print, mood board, marketing blueprints, and experience blueprints.
yep.
So,
Correct.
so basically, I want you to walk me through, right, with phase one.
Yes, sir.
Are you doing a lot of that work yourself? Do you have a team that you're outsourcing the work to? And kind of, I know I think you said maybe, 3 months was the timeline for kind of, for that initial phase there. But,
Yeah.
how much time and resources do you think you're dedicating to that?
So what I told George is that I made this very specific business model. It's called Zafiros. So what I did with that, as a financier, uh, I studied like the newest business models there is, right? So this kind of business model is like conscious capitalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned a good thing from the Jew people, that in the way how they work, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So this type of circular economy is all about um, specialization. So what I
right.
do is whenever I get a new client, uh, I am the only bridge between the team and the client. So I create a whole new team of specialists for that client. That
Okay.
way, I have only one WhatsApp group or Slack or Asana, and everybody has their role. So usually the team is made up of 3 to 4 people, and I am one of them,
Mm-hmm.
the creative director. So what I do is I digest the information from the client, then uh, I take my input and bring it to the team. So the team is the one that usually does the graphic design. Uh, I do the copywriting because I like to write. Uh, some of them help me edit videos. Some of them help me with illustration or whatever it takes, you know.
Yep.
So
Okay.
the people that I will hire for this project will be only working for this project.
Okay. Yep.
That's
I understand.
a very personalized value that I want to do with my clients.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So I'm just looking through my notes here, figure out where I want to go. So I guess with respect to like you and your business's involvement with our branding and marketing, I think
Hmm.
ideally what we would want to do is kind of start small,
Yeah.
and then we grow your involvement as our business grows because we're still pretty small. um,
Yeah.
and so I think maybe what we would want to do
Hmm.
is kind of work in packages, if that makes sense. So, like, phase one could almost be a package. So,
Yeah.
we initially start with that and we have you guys complete that. And then, we can move on from there when we're ready. And I guess really the initial deliverable that we would be most, interested in getting from you,
Hmm.
and it pretty closely follows, phase one and two, is having you and your team kind of develop a brand and marketing roadmap of
Yeah.
where basically a battle plan that either your team can execute or we can end up executing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So really what we want is somebody with your expertise and your team's expertise to kind of tell us where we need to go. And
Absolutely.
we have our own internal kind of ideas of where we want to go as a brand, but none of us are professionals in that regard. So um, we have plenty of guidance and wants that we can give you, but we don't have the expertise to really execute or capitalize on that right
Yeah.
now. So that I think that is what we'd be most interested in,
Hmm.
um, is kind of working in packages like that. Do you think that's a possibility for you guys?
That's why I made the faces because
Yeah.
George externalized that same thing that you're telling me, and for me it makes more sense as well because I want you. I told George I want you to get the most value out of this. Like I know already the cost of the packages or the monthly fee, whatever. Uh, it's it's competitive. It's not super cheap, but it's not like the usual marketing agency in the US, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to do with you guys is grow together, and of course I am open to begin slow. Like
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to first month. It's all about branding. Like
Hmm.
you can see the deliverables and all of these tiny documents begin with knowledge and input from you,
Yep.
and I already have a pretty good idea. Like in my experience, I'm really good at connecting with my client, like telepathically.
Right. Right.
So because well, my vision is I'm an open channel to my client. So I get
Yeah.
this
For sure.
information from you, and I have these wild insights to take the company somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
well, let
so
me let,
yeah,
let me ask you a question kind of on that same vein. So,
yeah,
our customers in our industry in particular, our customers are kind of difficult to market to because,
yeah,
um, in our industry, sales are typically smaller in volume but larger in scale, right?
yeah,
Much different from something like, I don't know, a clothing brand, right, where
yeah,
you're just trying to get as many customers as possible.
absolutely.
In our industry, it generally speaking, customer conversions take a lot of time and they almost always require like an interpersonal relationship. So it's tricky, and it's
Mm,
something that we've struggled, as far as planning how we want to do things.
yeah,
And one of our ideas is kind of that the best way we can allocate our time and money is by building a brand that's recognizable to the potential clients, basically getting our name out,
yeah,
because that helps with the interaction process when
yeah,
you're meeting and talking to new potential clients. And one of the things that we kind of are interested in focusing on is, you know, competitors, pretty much all of our competitors in the industry, are very boring. It's an industrial engineering industry, right? And
Yeah,
so
I
you don't
know
see
it.
a lot of you don't see a lot of exciting advertising, and they don't really appeal to where I think the market is. And I think the
Yeah,
market is the next generation, right?
absolutely. Yeah,
So, our industry is kind of dominated by what you would call like the old guard, the guys that have been in for years and years,
yeah.
but they're going to get replaced by the next generation.
Very
And
soon.
so, yeah, very soon. So, what we kind of think we want to do is try to capitalize on the age of content generation and social media, right?
Yeah,
And that's something that none of us, on our team are very good at, but I think you and your team are probably would excel at.
yeah,
Um, we think like TikToks, Instagram, podcasts, we want to kind of create a culture around our brand
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
teach people about our industry because really nobody knows anything about the maritime industry.
yeah,
It's a big industry, but so few people actually, know anything about it. And it's pretty cool. Some of the stuff that goes on is super cool. So I think there's kind of like this direction that we feel we want to go, where we can build a brand and create content and create followers, which we can then use as a springboard into new clients and partnerships
yeah.
and our eventual workforce as our company grows. So that's kind of where our head has been at, and I'm curious to hear what you think about that, and if you think you and your team kind of your capabilities would align with that.
Bro, that's what I'm here for. Like all you
Good.
mentioned, I already spoke that similar talk with George, and
Yeah.
we are definitely on the same place of mind. Um,
Yeah.
did you watch the? Were you able to look at the portfolio?
I did. Yeah, I looked
Okay.
at it. Yep.
So luckily for you, like the places that life has taken me are so crazy and so different. So the first phase of my life was very artistic. After that, COVID came. I went broke, so I had to turn these abilities into the commercial side. So I went to restaurants and businesses, right?
Yep.
So after that, there came another difficult time, and I had to close my business briefly,
Hmm.
and I was hired by this company in the electronic manufacture and semiconductors.
Yep.
So for 3 years, I was working for this multinational company, two of them, and it was all about making the boring entertaining and professional.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a big challenge because I knew nothing about engineering or very specific things that were unknown to me. And I was like, I like challenges like this right now.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the maritime industry,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the level up phase because I gotta grow up to the challenge, right?
Yeah.
And usually I always do good. Thank God, he gave me the ability to adapt,
Hmm.
and and not only that, be very bold and just set a trend, like a different trend in the industry. And I have this experience with industrial niches or niche. Well, uh,
Industrious.
industrious niche. I like that better.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit rusty because I haven't spoken like daily English, but I'm doing my best.
No, it's very good. It's very good.
So I think, no, I know that the opportunity with Surus is very big because, as you said, there's the old generation that will eventually come to us, and
Yep.
it's close.
It
And
is. Yeah.
that bridge, you said it, you already know it. It's digitalization, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
And
yeah,
yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
my team and I will be able to craft the right strategy to take you guys there, which is phase 4, and and become the company.
That's what I want to hear, Leon.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, and it's just one of those things where it, it's it's not going to be easy, right? Because
yeah,
the content that we want to generate that's interesting to the new generation, is it doesn't directly translate to what we do, because what we do is kind of boring in a way, right? Ship repair is not that interesting, but really the idea is to educate more people on the shipping industry as a whole, be it, the actual shipping side of it, the repair side of it, whatever we can find that's interesting and whatever we can do that's interesting to get
yeah,
people in the door and build a brand behind us, it
yeah,
all comes into play. So yeah, no, it's all exciting stuff for sure.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so let's see here.
So to complement that, I've taken very boring projects and make, for example, during those 3 years in the industrial marketing, I was doing all the trade shows,
Hmm.
international here in Mexico and the U.S. And for some of them, we did a digital lobby in the Oculus headset.
Oh yeah.
So when these engineers, 60 years, 50 years, came to the booth and they were like, "Oh, what is this?" and they put the glasses on, they were tripping on looking at the brand and looking at the products, and
Yeah,
nobody thought about that like ever in the industry.
that's a cool idea. Yeah, that is
So
neat.
yeah, and we can do that kind of POV or do it through TikTok or whatever. Like for me, that phase is the phase that I want to get, but I understand there's a process and also financially. But for me, phase 4 is the most fun of all because we get to do what we want.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Cool. So let me go back to um, your proposal here,
yeah,
and I want to just talk about I I want to kind of make sure that I understand
mm-hmm.
if we proceed here with phase one. I'll have to go to the team here and we'll allocate the funding for it. I just want to understand exactly what we're going to get, maybe
Yeah,
what our time frame is going to be on it, and how much it's going to cost.
yeah. Let me try to share my screen because I don't know what's going on. It's not working. Hmm. Can you see something?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, nice. So for me, phase 1 will be the objectives, as we mentioned first, to grasp the business model, understand the service to a detailed level, uh,
Hmm.
try to see where the market is at, and see do a benchmark to where we're gonna take it, right?
Yeah.
In the next 5 or 6 months. So to do that, I have to do an interview on all of you just to extract as much information from every point of view,
Hmm.
and from that we can start building the assets, which is the brand guidelines, the print, and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So once we get these foundations ready, I can start to build sorry the the pillars that will take us into this new identity, right? And
Hmm.
that's where phase 2 begins. I believe that 1 month is enough to do this. uh, I can reduce the cost of this month because I can do it with just one person. So it's
Hmm.
gonna be me and my sister. She's the graphic designer. I don't know
Hmm.
if you met her. Um,
I
but
haven't met her yet. No.
okay, so only CJ, Marshall, and George, right? You never
Yeah.
been to Virginia?
I was there briefly. I
Mm,
moved down to Florida though, so I live in Florida now.
nice. How's the
I
weather?
love it. Oh, it's awesome. Well, it's cold now, but
Really?
it's yeah, it's been chilly lately. It's been like in the
Wow.
50s. It was freezing overnight the other
Oh
night.
my
So
God, I hate that.
I live on the Panhandle, so not
Mm.
South Florida where it's hot all the time, but the winters are still pretty mild here compared to
Hmm.
Virginia. I'm from New York originally, so
Oh,
I'm
really?
used to. Oh yeah, I'm used to brutal winters.
Oh my
So
God, I hate the winter in New York, man.
it sucks.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
been?
it's so cold. Yes, yes, yes. I
Yeah,
went for one Christmas and one New Year.
it is definitely cold. Where in Mexico are you from?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, so
Cool.
it's a 3 hour drive from El Paso.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Chihuahua is the biggest state. It's like the Texas of Mexico.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice. That's
yeah.
well, is that Western Mexico
No, it's north,
or oh North? Okay,
North
okay.
Mexico. Yeah,
Gotcha.
like
Cool.
right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, oh yeah, back to this. I spoke with George about my a possible monthly fee. So just to before structuring all of this, so we spoke about 2,500, and later he told me like if we can adjust, so start slow and then build from there, right?
Hmm.
So if I do this with only my sister, I know I can cut it maybe up to mm, I don't know 1,800.
Okay.
So after that, I will hire one more person for phase two. So this is when the foundations, the branding that we made, we start to apply it into the optimization of the web page.
Yeah, sure.
So here I have to hire a programmer,
Hmm.
and he charges like considerably more than a graphic designer. But
Right.
I
Right.
can I can absorb some of the cost with my utility. That's no problem. So maybe here we can go to the 25. We'll see. Like the important thing for me, as I told George, is not to earn money now and just treat you like everyone will treat a client, because
Yeah.
I know you've been in the business for 1 year. It's going really good and it has a lot of potential. And I rather have a partnership in which we can grow together, right?
Yeah.
So eventually, phase three can be the same, but in phase four, I really want to go bonkers
Yeah.
because I see a lot of opportunities. Even here in the expansion, I told George that one of my cousins, uh, he's the managing director of logistics for Long Beach Port.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, for a company that just do transport and all of that.
Wow.
So I'm like, bro, if I can even eventually become a partner and open new markets for you, like
Hmm.
I'm all in for that.
Yeah, that would be excellent. So, I guess one of my questions would be, right? So, say we go ahead with phase one and we go ahead, we like what we see from phase one. We want to proceed on to phase two.
Yeah,
You know, what's the art of the possible when it comes to like, say we get through phase two and then we kind of want to pause, right? Say
mm,
we don't want to proceed on to phase three just yet. You know, say we don't have the funding or we want to allocate our resources somewhere else. You know,
yeah.
is that a possibility that we could say, hey, hold on, can we put pause on this for a couple months and then continue, or is it kind of one of those things where once you start the process, you really want to keep going with it?
Of course we can do it, but I believe that you will be the ones asking for acceleration. I just have this feeling.
Yeah, I have no doubt. I just want to make sure,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
we're doing well, but as you know, things can change at any time, and I just
Absolutely.
want to make sure that you and your team are going to be okay with that if we need to pump the brakes at all at any point.
Oh man, be be confident that as a fellow businessman, my my view on this is to support fully the person that you are helping. Like, you're not just charging and doing a service. Like, you're growing together, and if you need to bump the brakes, dude, whatever it takes, I'm here to support you in any possible way, not just by doing a typical service,
Yeah,
so be
awesome.
yeah, be confident that I am here to help.
Perfect. Hey, I just have to say you have an excellent mustache, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I have one myself. I'll have to send you a picture because you can't see it right now.
Yeah,
But
I
I
have to look at
appreciate a
it.
good mustache.
Yeah, it's been growing since August.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, actually, I need to trim it because I just let it grow. I was in Virginia.
Yeah,
It was my last day in Virginia, and I was like, I'm not cutting this shit. Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, I love it.
I the one thing I can't I see. I don't curl mine like you kind of train yours outwards. I just let mine go, and I have to trim it. Otherwise, I get hair in all the food I eat. It's
Oh
terrible.
man, I hate that. It's
All the time.
damn, yeah. Actually, that's why I usually cut it around February or April. That
Yeah,
it's getting hot, and I can't stand it.
yeah, oh yeah.
So how old are you?
I'm 23. I'll be 24 in December.
Damn, you're so young, man.
Well, so are you.
What do you think? Do I look old, young?
No, I think you look your age. To be honest with you, Leon, I'm impressed with the portfolio you built for yourself at 26. It is really, truly impressive.
Thank you, thank you. It
So,
it really cost me dearly, my heart and soul, man.
yeah, no, I understand. We all understand. It is a grind. It's an absolute
Yeah,
grind to build
yeah,
something.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It was
well,
very, very difficult. You sacrificed so much, right?
yeah, absolutely. So, I, yeah, I guess I'm pretty excited to get started. I think,
Hmm.
I'm on board with you. I think we definitely want to proceed here. So,
Yeah.
that document that you just had, that roadmap, have you sent that to me, or is that a different
No,
document?
I just made it today.
Okay,
So what I did is just like remind me very
concisely,
objectively, yeah,
or yeah,
what are the main objectives, and I added some questions that I would like you to answer. So I begin delving into the company and all of that. I want to make sure where we are standing, like as a brand. I know you don't have a brand manual. I'm gonna deliver that in phase 2 or 3, I believe.
okay,
And there are so many documents that, as a marketer, I need to build the brand,
sure,
And
absolutely,
so first month is gonna be all about that. I'm gonna be um, having calls with you, with George, with Marshall, with CJ, just to extrude your minds and
yeah,
grasp it better, right?
sure. And on that topic, I guess what I'll say is we're not in a rush to build the brand. We're not in a rush to get any of this done, right?
Yeah,
We want you to work at the pace that's comfortable for you. And one of the issues that we probably are going to run into, at least in phase one here, where you're going to be completing kind of your discovery,
yeah,
is that it might be a little difficult to get a hold of some of the members of the team just because they're
yeah.
out at sea right now. So, I'm here right now, and I'm gonna give you everything I can give you to get started on it.
Give it
Um,
all.
and uh, and then I'll go out. And George and I are actually, we work on the same boat. We're on opposite rotations. So when I leave, George will come back, and but right now Marshall and CJ are going to be out until January or February.
Yeah,
You'll definitely be able to get in touch with them. You'll just kind of have to work with them to set up, a good time where they're available
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
chat
Of
and
course.
whatnot. But I am, I'm kind of taking the reins on project, so I'm
Okay.
going to do everything that I can to facilitate getting you what you need. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Let's make a good team.
for sure, for sure. I'm excited, Leon. I'm super
Yeah, me
excited.
too, bro. Me too.
So let's do this. If you could send me that roadmap that you made, I like that. I think that's a good document,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go to the rest of the team with that. And you're thinking you could come to 1800 for your first monthly payment.
Yeah, we can work it out. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So one thing that I have to mention is that I was telling George that I'm still new to the corporate side in the US. Like I've worked before with US clients, but I've always do it like like a freelancer, like an agency, right? There was
Sure.
no bill, so I didn't want to get in trouble with the IRS because I didn't know how it worked.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, so for me now, the business is at a point that I have to do it because of the amounts of money that I'm handling, managing.
Hmm.
So just wanted to know, like, well, you tell me, how does that work? If I charge 180, then it's extra taxes, or how does it work?
Um, you are you're asking about the taxes you have to pay, the taxes.
So let's
Yeah.
say if I charge you like the 1800, right?
Hmm.
Uh, then the IRS will come after me and say, "Hey, I have to charge you, uh, I don't know, 10% taxes."
Oh, are you talking about tariffs since you're Mexico based?
I don't think that applies to services, or does it?
I don't think it does. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah,
But are you just asking about basically filing taxes with the U.S.
yeah,
IRS?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I don't know anything about, but I can
Mm,
certainly look into that for you, and we can make sure that you're not
mm.
going to get screwed on taxes or anything like that. I'll personally take a look at that and see
Oh, thank you so
what we
much.
need to do there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because my plan is to make the LLC with my sister. She is the American citizen, and once I do that, I can start emitting bills of sale or services. I don't know, and that tax is paid by my client. So it's gonna be like 1800 plus 10%. Let's say it's gonna be like 2000, or I don't know how it works in the US.
okay, so you're going to form a U.S. LLC to do business with us. Do I understand that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So it'll be a sales tax on the service then. So
Mm,
yeah. So okay. That
yeah,
that makes
I
sense.
get it. I get it. So it's like Mexico, maybe.
I think I'm not the tax guy among our team, but I
Yeah,
believe how we do it is we charge a flat rate to our customers for our services,
yeah.
and at the end of the year, our accountant basically determines how much we have to pay in sales tax based on our sales, and we pay it at the end of the year. I believe that's how we do it.
Oh,
I will double check that, but um,
oh, that's great. Yeah.
I believe that's how we do it.
And maybe right now it's not so essential because 1800 is not like it's gonna set an alarm on the IRS, right?
Yeah,
So we can do it through her social security number and use her account, and it's easy as that, right?
yeah. I'll check with the guys, and I'll see if I can get you some more information on that because I want to make sure that if that's your business model, if the customer pays the tax and everything, I just want to make sure that's all accounted for you.
Yeah. So that's how it usually works in Mexico. So I wanted to have this perspective of yours, but I'll do my
Yeah.
research too. I don't wanna screw my first LLC.
Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. So
So
what I will do is I will take that roadmap that you have and some of my notes here, and I'll go to the team and I'll let them know kind of what our plan is here for
Mm-hmm.
phase one and what we're going to try to accomplish. And we will get our funding appropriated, and we will get you the green light to go ahead and start work.
Awesome, awesome, man.
All right.
So usually, well, for by now, I'm very experienced with handling projects. Let me tell you that I'm very um, committed. I'm a perfectionist, and I never leave anything undone. So I have to finish, right? So usually, what the way I work is that the client pays me up front, and then I do all the work. Maybe I finish even before the month,
Hmm.
and that's how I usually work. And I understand if you have a different way, I can totally negotiate with you.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make sure you're compensated for the work that you're going to do. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we can kind of work around you. I
Mm-hmm.
would just say, I guess it's not that important for this month, but in the
Mm-hmm.
later phases where you really want to go crazy,
Yeah.
we'll probably end up wanting to put some kind of a cap on what we're spending a month.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
we kind of give you an idea of what we're comfortable spending, and then you can kind of have your team work at a pace that matches what we can provide. So,
Beautiful. Gotcha.
all right. And yeah, so I'll get that info to the team. And if you have any questions about anything, you can reach me 24/7 at my email,
Nice.
or you can hit me on WhatsApp. I'm probably the best point of contact right now. If
Yeah.
I don't get back to you, you can always try to get in touch with George or Marshall or CJ if you have their contact info, and
Yeah.
they'll get back to you when they can. But since I'm home right now, I'm kind of the guy. So
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, so I will let you know um, how it goes with the team. I don't think anybody's going to have any issues with it. I think we're going to want to get you started as soon as possible. So
Yes, sir. So same goes for you. Like anytime you need me, I'm used to work. Like last night, I was speaking with George at 4 a.m. So I'm always available. If I don't answer, I'm having a nap, but I'll get to you as soon as I'm free. Right?
right on, right on.
Yeah.
All right,
So
Leon. Thank you very much for your time today.
yeah, brother. Last question.
Yeah,
Do you have a Macintosh? Do you use Keynote?
I do not. I
Mm.
have Windows everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm one of those guys. I have
yeah.
an iPhone. I don't
Mm.
know if that helps, but
No. So what I'll do is send you a PDF with all the questions, and you can answer them in Word or whatever you like, maybe in email,
mhm.
and that way I can just take it back. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Nice. Thank you so much, Joe.
All right. Thank you, Leon. Have a great rest of your day.
It's been a pleasure, man.